And in theory, we're live. Are you just being quiet?
No, I was just like, I was admiring your numbers.
You admiring the numbers?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a new trailer for the next live. But,
Okay.
that one I'll do. Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Can we do as due diligence, please?
To make sure that people can see and hear us.
Yeah.
So if you can see and hear us, which is always useful, if you could just let us know with a thumbs up or we can hear you, that would be fantastic. And while we're waiting to find out if people can hear us or not, shall we have a drink?
Yes.
And I'll just put a little thing on here of what we're going. So our cocktail of the month is called the Batanga, which it's not a complicated one. It's tequila, Coke and lime.
I dreamt about it. You dreamt about it before I actually had it.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
I think so. I hope that happens for a few things.
Jason says, sound is good. So we will go with that it's all okay. Mm-hmm. So shall we try this?
Yes.
So.
Oh.
There's every chance that this goes down here. Cheers, Sam.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Happy May the 4th.
Has that got a pink rim?
It's got a violet rim.
A violet rim?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was this fancy salt that I had in.
Okay. Oh.
That's not bad, is it? The fact that you've double dipped straight away into it, I'm taking as a very positive sign. You like that one?
Could it be stronger?
Could it be stronger? There's already a double shot of tequila in there. I mean, it could be stronger. I'll work on that for you. Shall we say hi to some people?
Yes.
Well, first in today were Gil and Sandra.
Hi, Gil and Sandra. Hi.
And then we had Alan in as well, straight after.
Hi, Alan.
We've got Ken and Lindsay with us from Ken Goes Cruising.
Hello, Ken and Lindsay from Ken Goes Cruising.
And we've got Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Granny Teen, who says good evening.
Oh, hello, Granny Teen.
And Jason as well.
Hi, Jason.
We have Tina Ray. It's Tina and John in our caravan in Cirencester.
Oh.
Hope the weather's nice for you down there today.
Hi, Tina and John in Cirencester in your caravan.
We have Joe and Jim joining us from Vancouver.
Hi, Joe
and they've
and Jim.
said, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with
and
you too.
And they can hear us, which is fantastic.
That's wonderful. It could definitely be stronger.
What, than just the double tequila?
Mm-hmm.
How many tequilas would you like in there?
At least 3.
So if you're following the recipe, cause I didn't put the recipe on there because it's that simple, but if you do want to have a look at it, it's in the Facebook group.
Is that
and it's on the community post.
So did you
put 3 tequilas
Did you put 4 in?
Yes. There's 120 ml of tequila in our 2 drinks, which is quite strong.
It's not strong.
So if you want to follow Lindsay's recipe, put more tequila in.
Follow my recipe.
So Maria and Tony are with us.
Hi, Maria and Tony. Sorry. Where is the tequila?
You're not putting more tequila in that one. It'll be too strong.
It won't be too strong.
Would you like me to get you some more tequila?
I can get my own tequila, thank you.
The tequila's over there.
I'm so sorry about this.
We've got Tony G as well. Do you want to just say hi, shout to Tony?
Hi, Tony G.
From Florida.
Oh, here we go.
Lindsay's making her way back with a bottle of tequila now. What tequila are we on today?
Costco.
Costco.
Casamigos.
Yeah, not sponsoring this video. But if they would like to sponsor a future live stream, please get in touch.
Or Costco.
Or Costco. Oh, I need tequila ban for that.
You seem quite easy.
Ken and Lindsay and Stuart and Karen said hi, and we can hear and see
Hi,
you.
Stuart and Karen. Hi.
Jason says, have you been playing with the room orientation?
Oh,
is that better now? How much tequila are you now putting in there?
Look, it's been a hard week.
I'm moving that away. So have you essentially got like 3.5 tequilas in there?
Sounds about right.
Good grief. You can tell it's a bank holiday tomorrow and that you're not up for work at
that's
5:30.
better. That's
Well, it's better that
better.
you're not up for work at 5:30. Is that a good one now? So Lindsay's recipe is 3.5 tequilas, a little splash of Coke, and some lime. So Jason says, have we been playing with the room
Coke.
orientation?
That's taken a
That's
turn.
the white thing on the room. It's not. Please don't blacklist
We're
us,
being
YouTube.
struck off.
It's not. It's just violet coloured salt.
What are we saying?
So for the third time,
per tequila.
Yeah, have you been playing with room orientation? No.
In what way?
I don't know.
Does he think we've feng shuied it? I've got a new...
You've got a runner on the table.
I've got a runner on the table.
But Jason also joins us on the members' Zoom chats occasionally, and it might have been not mirrored or mirrored.
Oh,
so it
okay.
might look like we've flipped it, but no, we haven't done anything.
No.
Joe says we're still deciding what fjords cruise we want to do, as NTL are out of cabins and Celebrity or Cunard better with the fjords.
Now I like Cunard for fjords. Only because I've only done Cunard for fjords. I bet Celebrity's pretty lovely as well, actually, on Apex.
Celebrity were fantastic. We know quite a few people who've been on in the Facebook group who've been on Apex to the fjords.
Already?
Yeah.
April?
Apex started last year, didn't it?
No, this year, darling, this year. This year.
Last year.
Last year?
Yeah. We went on it a year before.
I'm on triple tequila.
So yeah, and apparently it's fantastic. I would imagine it's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So is Celebrity or Cunard better for the fjords? Either would be fantastic.
I think I would enjoy.
So they're very different experiences.
Yes.
Celebrity, I would say, is more relaxed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would say so. Not
that Cunard's not relaxed, but probably just a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice. Enjoy. Tell us which one.
So, I meant to say this right at the start as well. But if you've got any questions, if you can just start it with question, that way I can see it easy when I'm looking through.
Everybody knows.
Do you think
this?
everyone knows that now?
Everybody knows
it. Tina says the caravan is rocking because the dog is panting.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that's not a euphemism for anything else.
Enjoy.
We've got Tom and Dom just joined us.
Hi, Tom and Dom. Hi.
Hey, guys.
You looked to have fun last week.
Yeah. And they've just come off Celestial.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing your things on that. And Maria says, you're the reverse of what you normally are. Mark is on the right, not on the left.
Oh, have we undecked it? Have we swapped?
I don't know. Well, I would have said that I should be because it's Linzi and Mark. So you have Ant and Deck, don't you? And Antman's on. I have no idea. We've gone back to the previous software that we're using because last month it was a bit of a pain.
Darling, I say this with love. People don't care.
No, but that might be why it looks different to last month. But it could be. Joe is saying they've got their eye on a 12 nights in June as they went on Anthem. We think Infinite Verandas just standard would be good for fjords. Still posh and still relaxing. Definitely. The Infinite Verandas, I'm sure, would be great for it. If you can get one of the, I nearly called it Cove balcony, but it's not Cove.
It's a porthole veranda.
Porthole veranda, thank you. What were we looking at with Cove today?
Princess. Star Princess.
Yeah, that has the Cove one, which is, if they've got the porthole ones, I would say I'd prefer that if I'm going to fjords on Apex.
Because you can go outside.
There's no chance that you can't not.
No.
I mean, the chance of them closing the balconies on fjords is pretty
slim, and if it gets a little bit drizzly or a little bit foggy, you still can go out and still get wrapped up and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Joe's saying it's because the camera is reverted this time. I'm not messing with it and cutting everyone off. There's every chance that I do that.
Oh, my goodness.
It just vanishes as well. Anyway, we've got some apologies to make, first of all.
We have?
Yeah, because last month we said we were going to do the prize draw, from
Okay.
Windstar.
Yeah.
And then we got talking,
I forgot.
and Justin and Tristan joined us, and we were talking about the group cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got on to things, and then we completely forgot to do the prize draw. So we're gonna Lindsay's gonna think over the next 10 minutes or so of a word that you need to put into the comments. So not into the live chat, but in the comments afterwards. And you can put it on any of our videos. We'll find it. But if you put it into this one, that's easier. And should we just show what we've got? Because I can't remember if we showed last time and teased, or whether we just completely forgot. But we've got 2 of these metal Windstar key rings.
Solid.
They are solid. We've got, would you like to present? You do that bit.
A flap.
It's a Windstar wallet and magnet.
Ooh.
Do you want to take it out of there? It does open at the other end.
Oh.
Don't be popping it. That's got to get people intact. If you pop another one, you can take it to the post office and wrap it safely. I'll make you. You'll go. Oh, that's it. Lindsay's posting it. If it comes through broken, it's not my fault.
It's so lovely fridge magnet.
Yeah, from when we went on the lovely train over there on Windstar. So we'll put that in, and we will draw that then at next month's live stream, and you'll have the prize about this time next month. Joe is just saying they were going to do the Porto one, but they were sold out.
Oh.
That is a problem, because there's only, I think, 12 on the ship.
There's not many, is there?
There's 6 on each side or something like that.
Yeah.
There's definitely not many. So we've got his first couple of questions coming in.
Okay.
Albeit Joe did ask us one.
Okay, yeah.
So Jason says, has Lindsay booked her solo cruise down the Nile?
Not yet. I've got to say, I did cost it. It's very pricey for one. I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it.
Yeah, if you don't know if this means nothing to you, we were talking on the Cruise Cast a couple of episodes ago about what would be, if we had to do a solo cruise, what would it be and why? And Lindsay's was she wanted to do the Nile cruise without me because I'd ruin it. I think that's paraphrasing it, but that's shorter than the 20 minutes we were discussing it.
Yeah.
But please feel free to go back and listen to that one. It's a good one.
Oh, no.
I will go to Japan.
No, you go to Japan. I'm going down the Nile.
Yeah. Maria and Tony said, we're going to book a 2-week escorted tour of China next year, which includes a cruise on the Yangtze. Would you cruise in China?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, that sounds amazing.
Who are you going to do that one with?
I wonder if it's Wendy Wu.
Who?
Wendy Wu.
Is that a cruise line out there?
No, it's somebody who specialises in, I think, I was going to say China then. China.
No, don't do it like that. no impressions.
Shh.
But yeah, I'd love to cruise China.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Anywhere where it would be very, very different to anywhere that we've done before. And I think China would be absolutely fantastic. But that would be... So does that sort of do a little bit of the sea and then sort of come back in? Because I've looked at some before.
Yeah.
And sort of the cover around, like, is it Shanghai area and then come back in?
I don't know.
Or whether it's just
I don't know.
cruise. Let us know more.
Yes, please do.
But yeah, I would love to do that one.
Mm-hmm. Because as the list just gets bigger.
Eamon says, hey, sir.
Hi.
Hey, back. It's Wendy Wu Travel. You genuinely do know some more obscure things. I'm not sure how common... I'd be really interested to know if Gary on his Tips for Travellers would have answered that question like that.
I don't know.
Gary's the expert on it all, but I've never even heard of Wendy Wu Travel. I'm now going to have to look at Wendy Wu. How many people in here had heard of Wendy Wu Travel before?
Maybe I just accessed something via the ether while I was on my triple tequila. Let's go with that.
Yeah, I think it may be.
Not that I've worked in travel for a while.
Tom and Dom says, are you fans of Race Across the World? They started from China this series.
Oh, Tom and Dom.
What's with that? That seems like an overly dramatic
No,
sigh at the guys.
no, because it's not your fault, guys. It's just I have to listen to this at work all the time.
What
And
about Race Across the World?
yeah,
Are
and
they all big fans?
yeah, and I sit there and nope, never seen it. I do. I'm
It's
actually
not that we've
interested.
never seen it. We
No,
don't watch it. We've seen clips of it.
I like the look. Oh no, I'm thinking of Celebrity Traitors. Just ignore me. I'm wrong. I should watch it.
Yeah.
And then I know what people were talking about. Sorry.
Karen and Stuart said Wendy Wu is a Fab Toy opera. Lindsay and Ken said no knowledge of Wendy Wu. So I'm glad I'm not the only person on. I was beginning to think everyone else were going to go, yeah, well, of course we've heard of them.
Wendy Wu's getting a lot of love this evening. A lot of love.
I almost feel like this episode is sponsored by Wendy
Oh,
Wu
for
at this
goodness
point.
sake, we stop it with your sponsored.
Well, it's not. She's getting it for free. Stuart and Karen said they work with Wendy Wu. So if you're looking to work with Wendy Wu, give Stuart and Karen a call.
You know what? They're going to look at this. I'm going to go all travel now. When they look at their bank holiday stats and web visits over the weekend.
Why did we suddenly get busy on Sunday about 6
I mean,
o'clock?
the thing is, there's always a spike on a Sunday night, but not necessarily on a bank holiday. Yeah. But on a Sunday night before everybody goes back to work, people do like to check stuff.
We suddenly got an awful lot of people. I am going to have a look at them because I've not come across them before.
Goodness me.
So I'm just going to have a quick drink.
You have a quick drink, and I'll have a quick drink.
It is a good cocktail, this one. I mean, yours is like 75% tequila.
I need it.
A tiny little bit.
I need it in my life.
Is it a good thing in your life, that?
Yes.
I mean, until fairly recently, I didn't know that you serve tequila and Coke together.
Well, you do it in a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah, and when we talked about that, we were like, oh, yeah, of course you do. But it just wasn't something that we'd ever had before. But it were sort of a nice revelation when we tried it the other week.
When I dreamt about it and then tried it. And I've had quite a few of them ever since, actually.
I feel that you must have subconsciously heard someone talk about it or seen it in a bar or...
I must have... Sometimes things just...
inspire.
Leave an impression on you.
Maria says that she's started something now with Wendy Wu.
You have, Maria.
Rich has just joined us. He says, hi, Mark and Lindsay. Bit late, I was just back from work. Good result yesterday, Mark.
I'm surprised if we don't have a city top hung up, actually.
It was a very stressful day yesterday. Richard is a Donny fan.
Okay.
So Doncaster got promoted as champions yesterday.
Nice, well done.
And we, as Bradford City fans, we like to make ourselves suffer and waited till the very, very last minute of stoppage time to score the winner and get promoted.
Automatically.
It was very, very stressful.
I was nearly going on that Egyptian cruise. I thought, I'll start looking at this because he's going...
Yeah, the life insurance is going to pay out for this very shortly.
I even double-checked where the policies were. I was like, they're in that drawer, aren't they? We're like, yes. I've got like photographic evidence of him having his breakdown. It's like...
it was very, very stressful.
Yeah, I was nearly on that Egyptian cruise. I would have gone...
we agreed cruise. You'd have been taking Lindsay with you from Ken and Lindsay.
I was. And we were going on Viking, Lindsay. Yeah. We were going on Viking.
So a couple of more questions coming
Okay.
Jason says, have you got any cruise lines up that you've kept secret so far? Yes. We've got one this year.
Oh, we do have a secret one, yes.
Yeah, later this year.
It's very exciting.
It is very exciting. There may be a clue there. There may not.
Don't give it away.
But yes, we have. There's a few.
The secret one.
Yeah.
Secret.
And what were we going to say?
We had a bit of a thing come over us today, didn't we? Where we were looking, we were like, you know what? Because it's this is not me saying this. You have to get me something. It's my birthday in a couple of weeks, and it's always around Eurovision. And we're like, maybe we just go on that little two. If it's still available, the Royal Caribbean. No,
I mean, we haven't really got an excuse for not looking at that previously because we did talk about it at length on one of the cruise casts said how much we fancied that one.
I like Malta
for winning it.
Yes, Kant. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like the sauna.
The sauna one. Yeah, you
I
like
think,
the
I think
sauna
that one
one.
will probably win.
And then
I don't think the UK's got a chance. It's not a terrible song, but it's about 7 songs in one. And let's face it, we're not going to get the votes for it. We could get the greatest song ever and we won't win it anyway. But yeah,
I don't think Jetpack's available.
I'd like Malta to do well, but I suspect
I don't know how the BBC are going to handle it, to be honest with you.
No.
Anyway, we digress.
If you've not seen the Malta one, after this, go have a look at
look for
the Malta Eurovision one.
But not look for the Malta one, not the Eurovision one.
No.
Because that's been edited.
Yeah, you want the proper one. So yes, we have got some that we've kept secret, and we'll be telling you soon. And as a member, you will find out first, Jason. Soon. Oh, almost a very similar question. Ken says, do you have any cruises planned before your group cruise?
We've been costing, Ken. You know what it's like. You've been there. You're probably doing it now.
The group cruise is September.
Yes.
So we definitely will be on a cruise by then. Probably very early July, I suspect.
I don't know, because that's going to... Depends if I'm having to do the Great Yorkshire Show. So it might be mid-July. Mid to late July. Because then, of course...
At some point
you can pick... Your holidays are you can pretty much have what you want.
Yeah, there's a couple of times a year that I can't. July is not one of the challenge
months
for me. So yeah, we've been looking at a few, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we've been looking at probably about a dozen different ones that sort of fit in a 6-week window.
Yes.
As to where we can go. There's a few where cruise lines that we've not been on before.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously a few
Old
where
favourites.
we have been on them before.
Yeah.
But none of the ones we looked at have we been on the ships before.
No.
They're all new ships to us, whichever ones we look at.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be nice. I would have loved to have done that 2-night Eurovision one. Because also, it wasn't even that expensive. I don't know why we didn't just book it at the time.
Because we're stupid.
Yeah, we are. If they do the Eurovision again next year, I think we should try and get
they're the main sponsor. Oh, no, I'm saying
the
it
main
now.
sponsor.
I think they're still a sponsor.
This year or this year and next year, one of them.
Them and Wendy Wu.
Jason says, give Lindsay more tequila, perhaps we'll hear more about the secret cruise. Sorry, just one sec.
Ooh.
Don't you put more tequila in there now?
I'm not doing it. What do you take me for?
Richard said, makes a change, Donny Dot doing it hard way. Looking forward to our games next year. Just up Valley Parade isn't while we're away. Usually is.
No.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll get
are we in the same thing?
Yeah, because Doncaster went up with us.
Okay.
So his team went up as champions. And we went up third.
Sorry. Tequila.
Ken says, Vista still available in July?
Ken.
He's a bad one, isn't
he? He's so naughty. I haven't got the holidays for Vista because that was a big one.
Which one?
Vista. I ain't got the holidays for that.
In that 12 nights?
I think it's a while, yeah.
Yeah, because
it looks fabulous, Ken. Don't get me wrong. It looks stunning.
Maria says, the Virgin Celebration Cruise is at the end of July from Lisbon. Is it?
We did cost it, Maria. We've got to be honest. Because the dates work.
I have to say, it is in consideration, though.
Because we've
definitely not booked it.
No. We know we love Virgin.
It is definitely in
we keep looking at it.
We wanted to do the celebration one last year and it didn't work out.
No.
And we were doing the August bank holiday
one.
And we wanted to do one of their themed ones. And I think, is it fit into their food festival window
I think
as well?
It is. And also, I've been looking at red dresses, Maria. So, you know. I've not bought one.
And this will be the first year, if we don't do Virgin, that we didn't do Virgin since...
Virgin?
Since Virgin started, yeah.
Love Virgin.
But we have got 2 booked for next year.
That is true.
And the good ones next year as well.
Mm-hmm.
That one wouldn't be this year.
No, that looks fantastic.
But yeah, we have been looking at that.
Yeah, we have.
We will.
Maria, stop it.
Jason says, after July, we've not got any cruises booked.
Mm.
Oh, there's a little bit of a one on here. It's spinning us out looking for something in November.
Nice.
It depends which part of the world you want to be in November. We've looked at some in November.
We might be away in November.
We could be. Who can say?
The cruise gods, that's who can say.
Paul says, go for Queen Anne, 11th of July. We booked already.
Is that one that we were looking at? Was that Fjords one, Paul? Tell us, because there was
one.
But I think that clashes with Thingy. So we'll see. Once I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Maria says, see you on board. There is a possibility.
Maria.
I know. Her and Ken are bad. They're very naughty.
They're so naughty.
Yeah. I really would like to do that celebration one. We'll just have to see if it works out. Or whether we go on something different. You're on the line now. I'm fairly sure that will have been picked up on the mic. So classic.
That reminds me of the Gary Eats thing. I'm so sorry to not talk about Christmas. We were watching Gary Eats earlier, and we had a mass debate about
a massive debate.
A mass debate about because he was with his friend in Germany. No, they were in a restaurant in New York, in a German Christmas restaurant.
But
now, and it's Christmas all the time.
Mm. And
his friend dipped his thing in his gravy. His fork.
The leaned across.
Yeah, without permission.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I do that. And you went, you do that? And I'm like, all the time.
No, so I'll be really interested to hear what people think.
Oh, my goodness.
So let us know in the comments
who's right and who's wrong about this.
I don't think there's a right and a wrong. I just think it's weird. And this is what the conversation was. So if you are in a relationship with someone or it's like your family, and you sit around the table and you want to have a taste of someone else's food and they offer it
or drink or something like
that. or drink. But someone that you are more intimate with, I think that's fine. We do it all the time when we're on cruise ships. We will pretty much always get a different cocktail. We'll pretty much always get different food, not only so we can show it to all of you on the videos, but so we can try each other's, especially if there's like quite a few dishes we fancy. And that way, if we go again...
Oh, no, we can also see who won.
Yeah,
who won the thing.
And we do that all the time.
Yes.
And we taste each other's cocktails, and you've seen all that before.
I taste Tristan and Justin's cocktail.
Yeah. And we shared a tequila, but that was mainly because that tequila was really expensive and none of us wanted to pay that much for it by ourselves.
Yes.
But how we got onto the debate, because Ken says... do you often have a mass debate?
Yes, we do.
We often have debates on these sort of things. Linzi were talking about how she does it with people at work. And the people at work don't let anyone else do it, but tolerate Linzi. Because Linzi said that they're fine with me. And I'm like, no, I promise you they're not fine, but they're tolerating you with it. Or they're too polite to say, stop dipping your chip in my gravy.
No, I might dip a chip in some sauce, in somebody's sauce. That's what might happen. Or I might just be given a chip. Like take as many chips as you want.
But if I give you a chip, I then don't expect you to be rubbing it around my plate in my gravy. I think that's taking it too far.
No, I'll take somebody else's chip and dip it in somebody else's sauce.
So this is the question. Is it acceptable to swap food / dip in someone else's plate if it's not someone that you are much closer with? So in other words, friends, work colleagues, etc. Or is it a bit weird?
Basically, can I dip my chip in your sauce? That's what the question is.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure lots of people on there will be happy for you to dip the chips in the sauce, but they might not.
No.
Would you be happy for Linzi
a random
to dip a
person that you just happen to be on a lunch with? You see, I'm quite happy to share my food. You're making my eye twitch. I didn't realise it was a...
So Ken says we swap food all the time.
Yes.
But we do. But I'm on about with less sort of work colleagues on it as opposed to your partner. And Jason says, but do you double dip? Yes, she does. Because we talked about that earlier as well. She just left that bit out of here.
Not all the time.
No, but if you got a big chip and you
Yeah.
had a dip in the sauce and you had a bite,
I went, oh, that's good.
would you take the same chip and go back in for more sauce?
I'm trying to think.
The answer is yes.
I'm just trying to think.
The fact that you try to think means that you do think you have done.
No, I don't think I've done that. I don't think I've done that.
I think you have.
Oh,
I'm positive you have. Ken also says that they sometimes double dip as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes you just got to be sure. And you don't know unless you've double dipped.
We did get a couple of FNAF type of comments about Ken's mass debate thing.
My goodness.
I mean, this is true. Other people's food does often
This
taste
is
better than
true. This is true. And it also tastes better if somebody else is paying for you.
Okay. Stuart and Karen said, not a random person, but we'll watch out for Linzi on the group.
That's it. I'm not a random person.
Well, no, you're a known person. People now on here, anyone who watches this live, will now know that you are a threat to their plate if you sat in arm's reach.
I mean, I didn't know it. I feel that it might be weird, and I honestly thought, I didn't think it was weird.
But within the with Stuart and Karen, Stuart does not share, so don't try it with his food. I feel
okay, Joey Tribbiani.
I feel that Lindsay's now just seen that as a challenge because she was saying today that one of the people at her work has that same issue and she takes his food as well.
I do.
Steve just joined us as well.
I feel after this, though, if they watch this, I ain't getting any food ever again. I feel like I've done myself a disservice.
So, welcome, Steve.
Not that they don't watch me anyway.
Are you saying hi to Steve?
Mm-hmm. Hi, Steve.
And Andrew as well, he said he's watching us from Orlando,
Love
Florida.
Orlando.
We've been watching some Orlando, Florida stuff today.
We have with the Universal and the new Epic Universe.
I really want to go there.
I know you do. I know you do.
Good.
But I ain't got the holidays for that. Or the cash.
Jason wants to know, do we need to protect our drinks too?
Yes.
Yes. Probably even more so than your food. She's not hungry all the time. Yeah. Alan says, I didn't realise you were Bradford fans. Beating you 5-4 will give you a clue where I am.
Oh.
Yes. Well, when we say Bradford fans, Bradford fan, don't care, but goes along occasionally. Couple of games a season.
As long as I can get a pie.
Well, no, it's not. What do you normally get when we go?
Pie?
No, you don't.
I do. I get a pie with chips.
You get chips and gravy.
With chips and gravy?
Yeah.
Because I'm very classy.
We've got a cruise question. Shall we go back to that? If you've got any more questions about pies, drinks, or food, let us know. But if you've got any cruise questions, you can put them in as well. Joe has just said, on Apex, can you switch what main dining rooms you go in?
Yes.
Yeah, there's not a main dining
They let
room
you sort
as such.
They let you dip into different restaurants.
Oh, so good. So good. Yeah, there's 4 main dining rooms.
Normandy.
Go on, I'm really waiting to see if you get all 4 of these because I couldn't without thinking about it properly.
Cyprus,
yeah.
French one. And
4th one.
Normandy.
So yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think there's 3 actually. I don't think there's 4.
No,
there's 3. There's
4.
3. There's 4. There's 3.
So if you've seen our videos or been on Apex, just please tell Lindsay that I'm right on that.
Oh, what's the American one? What's the American one? So maybe there is 4. What's the American one?
There's definitely 4 main dining rooms.
What's the American one?
Plus, if you are in staying in one of the aqua cabins or the suites, then you've got a dedicated one as well on there. So yeah, you just go to whichever one you want, and each one on there has its own menu.
Yes, it's very good. But you can, if you remember a particular dish that you liked, that maybe you've tried from somebody else, you think, oh, I'll have that next time. You can ask for that and they will bring you it.
Yeah, they will do.
You see?
Yeah. Steve wants to know, what's the best pies, Linz?
Okay.
Now, one of them that you're going to say is not technically a pie.
Do you mean, how do you know what pies I like?
Because I definitely know which one of the pies that's your favourite pie.
That's not technically a pie?
Yeah.
Do you mean a steak and kidney pudding?
I do mean steak and kidney pudding.
But they don't have those at the ground. But I do like a steak and kidney pudding.
It's one of the few things that they do better at the other side of the Pennines to where we are.
In the fish and chip shop.
Yeah, so the steak and kidney pies are better in Lancashire. Everything else is better in Yorkshire. But they do a good steak and kidney pie.
Pudding.
Steak and kidney pudding.
I also, you know what, I'm very pie inclusive. I like all sorts of pies. Savoury pies.
All the pies. Cherry pie.
An apple pie.
Yeah, we've got a great...
rhubarb pie.
Great cocktail of the month.
Apple and blackberry pie. Chicken and mushroom pie. I like all the pies. And also, Steve, if you're trying a pie that's different to my pie, I'm likely to ask, can I have a bite of your pie?
Yeah, then you can try it. Jason had said, phew, Joe brings it back to cruising. There's always one response. Joe's the sort of
responsible adult,
designated driver, especially when Lindsay's on half a bottle of tequila with a splash of Coke.
I nearly finished it.
Nigel says, can you please tell me what the Wi-Fi reception is like inside staterooms on QM2? Thank you.
I think it was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're good. Across the whole ship, QM2 is pretty good for the Wi-Fi side of stuff in terms of signal.
Is it Starlink again?
Yeah, I think it is across all the QNL ships now.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual Wi-Fi signal is good everywhere. Most of the areas have dedicated routers in as well now.
We always find the thingy. Oh, what's it called? Continue. It's the place beginning with C.
Commodore Club?
No.
Chart room?
No. The other one where you can get a coffee. What's the little cafe called?
Sir Samuel's?
No. The place with the little lemon drizzle places.
Oh, yes. That's good for...
Anyway, the cafe on...
the cafe. We're doing well with all our crews and all. You see, this is why people are coming for this expert advice and they're not watching Gary right now. Why would you want an actual answer to a question?
No, when the place where you can have the look...
Great quality.
You know, the cafe...
Yeah, people get that now.
The cafe where you can have, like, a tea and a coffee and little...
What's your point?
That's got good Wi-Fi.
We've already ascertained that it's pretty good across the whole ship and it's absolutely fine in the staterooms. I had no problem whatsoever with it on there. We have got a question.
Okay.
From Stuart and Cam. What's your first drink recommendation for Yacht Club next week? Because they're doing their first Yacht Club.
Amazing. They will meet you. You know what? I would say any first drink in Yacht Club that they just, when you walk in, they will hand you a drink. Love that. Love that.
I'm fairly sure when we got on that, first one that we had was an Aperol Spritz.
No, it wasn't an Aperol Spritz. It wasn't. Or maybe it was. Maybe it was an Aperol Spritz, but they also had the Prosecco with the peach. What's that called? The peachy Prosecco. What's that? That one.
Yeah.
Either way, they're going to hand you a drink and you're gonna love it and think, oh, I like this. How can I ever return?
They do some great ones in there. We got.
Oh no, but that blue thing was god awful.
Yeah, but we got to bits where they just said, "Would you like us to surprise you?"
Yeah.
So they were making us stuff off the menu. One of them want a good one.
No, if it's blue, just forget it.
Yeah, but any drink, whatever you fancy, is great. Mm-hmm. It's not. MSC is not like when we've been on like Princess or some others where there's a drink that must get like the 24 karat margarita. It's just whatever's.
Yeah. Do you want my word now?
I'll have the word off you in just 2 minutes. I'll just answer these other ones,
Okay.
and then we will do, because we've had some corrections in real time and stuff.
Okay.
So it was Cosmopolitan, Tuscan, Normandy, and Cyprus, as opposed to Cyprus.
Cosmopolitan. That's the one That was.
So that's for Joe. There are your 4 main dining room ones, and thank you.
I said 4.
You did. And both Nigel and Ken and Lindsay.
Corinthia. I said it was a C word.
But that ain't where you're thinking of.
No, it is.
No, that's the Corinthia Lounge.
Yeah, with the little lemon drizzle cakes.
But that isn't where you're thinking. You were thinking of like the little cafe area with the coffee bit.
Yeah, Cafe Corinthia.
No, that's the bigger one where they sometimes do quizzes and stuff in there. That isn't where you were thinking of. You were right with saying the C one, but that isn't the coffee area that you were thinking of. Because that one where we are is where we get a coffee. It's a little sort of narrow area, and is different. It is what used to be the chocolate one on QM2 as well.
That was the Samuel's, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know what I can't remember the correct name is, and it's directly opposite the chat room.
Okay.
But yeah, but Corinthia is the other lounge.
Okay.
So the one you were thinking of is there.
Right.
Gillen Sandra said
Peach Bellini.
Yeah. Jason's, I'm guessing, favourite pie was a beef and Stilton pie.
Oh, I could get into that, Jason.
We've had beef and Stilton before.
I like a beef and Stilton pie.
Pie and cheese.
What's not to love?
Nothing at all. Is also guessing, I guess Lindsay's word will be pies. Well, shall we give your word then? So, if you would like to have a chance of winning our WinStar bundle, the key rings, the magnet.
Bundle?
Yeah, well, it is for us. It's normally just a cheap magnet that we got. So, a lovely magnet, 2 WinStar metal key rings, which got some good weight on them. We won them in a quiz. And the WinStar little pass holder. The word that you need to put into the comment of this video, not the chat or any other video, is
salty.
Salty.
Mm-hmm. Like my rim.
Well, I gathered what you meant.
Not like my mood.
A salty mood. Like a salty rim. So salty will be great. So that's your word. So not pies then, Jason.
Sorry, Jason.
Off in a different way.
Sorry, Jason.
Alan Kevin said, just joined from Gary's. Sorry.
Ooh.
Your picture and quality on today's live is quality.
That's because you've gone back to your other software, isn't it? We all know.
I went back to the software and made sure everything was set up for that. So I'm glad that it's good. They see you in Yacht Club in October.
Nice.
In the Bed is their next cruise.
Lovely.
I really fancy doing the Sea View, because that's the seaside class, isn't it?
Yes.
I really do fancy it. I like the design when that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like the design of that more than the world class, like
it's
World
quite
America,
large,
World,
isn't
World
it?
Europe,
okay, I understand. Yeah.
Are you planning Explorer journeys anytime soon?
I would love to, if we could get a bargain.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, like with Yacht Club as well, aren't it? The price when Explorer first came out, that's probably when we should have done it, because the pricing were quite.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's unreasonable. That
well,
was just a lot
I've got
money.
my family over in next month, and I feel they're very Explorer journeys, so we might have something organised.
We might have a look at that. Yeah, because we do want to get on a cruise with them again soon. We haven't done one for ages, have we?
No.
They're responsible for us getting into cruising.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when we did Navigator.
Yep.
Tony says, if you get a chance to try World America, do it. It's amazing.
Oh.
Well, I know Justin and Tristan, the cruise boys, absolutely loved that.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Which maybe they've sort of learned around the problems that they had on World Europa when that came out. But they looked to have a fantastic time.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't managed to catch up with them in person yet since they came back from there.
No.
But we'll do soon and find out more.
Cinema.
But if we get a chance, I will definitely do it.
Yes.
But if I get a chance to do one at Seaside once as well, I will there as well.
You know.
It's been a while since we've done an MSC again.
Yeah,
We've not done it since Virtuosa, so we'd like to sort of get back on them at some time.
Mm-hmm.
Which other cruise line would you like to sort of do? Not ones that we've specifically been looking at, so we're not giving anything away. But is there one that you'd like to either get back on again soon, like Disney or NCL, which we haven't done for absolutely ages, or another new one that we haven't tried yet?
I think everybody knows I want to go on a Nile cruise.
No, that's not the Nile cruise, because we've talked about that. And we talked about it for like 25 minutes on a cruise cast.
What's coming up very soon, which will be amazing, that I would absolutely love, is the Azamara Grand Prix Monaco cruise.
I'd love to do that. I think a few of the smaller yacht-style ones.
Now we've had a little, yeah.
I mean, Azamara ones are a little bit bigger than what we did with Windstar, but obviously still much smaller than what we've done previously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Rich and Helen who did it last year. So I kind of remember.
Was it either way? But it was then you have to pay for the cruise, and then you have to pay for your seats in the.
In fact, it was Rich and Helen, because I remember Rich saying it was the most expensive excursion they've ever
had. Yeah,
to go see it
with us. Yeah,
because it's not a cheap cruise to start with.
No, but I would love
it. And
it
if you want to go in and see the Grand Prix,
I would absolutely love that.
Would you want to go see the Grand Prix, or would you be happy sat in the harbour on the ship, watching the ship from?
Of course, I'd want to see the Grand Prix.
So go and spend the 3,000 or whatever it is on the tickets for that as well.
Yes.
Or would you rather the 3,000 for the Nile cruise?
I'm doing both, because I just need Bradford to then get into a similar position next year.
No, it'll be when we're back to that, getting close to the Premier League. That's when you need to get the will out and make sure you know where all the insurance is. I'll be in a right panic by then.
You heard it here.
Jason said, so Samuels and Godiva are opposite.
Godiva, darling. Godiva.
What did I say?
Godiva.
Godiva. Australian. That's why it gets cold when it goes down to Sydney.
Oh, please.
So it's still, but I don't think it's been Godiva. For a long time, I said they took all that stuff out of there a long time ago.
The chocolate.
Yeah. But they still had some of the branding in there. When
they had the pictures and things, the photos.
But so Samuel's is...
Yeah. I like that. It's got the lemon drizzle, gin and tonic lemon drizzle cake.
Which were fantastic.
On QM2 is amazing. Yeah.
One as good on Queen Victoria. Still nice, but one as good as QM2's lemon and gin drizzle cake. So going back to that, I'd be really interested, because they've started sort of showing and talking a little bit about it, the new Disney ship.
Oh yes, which one? Adventure.
Yeah, who they took it over from?
Genting.
So it's Disney's biggest ever ship.
Going out of Singapore.
The picture of it that we saw last week.
It looks humongous.
Massive. And it'll be interesting to see how, obviously Disney have been getting bigger.
Yes.
With each of the different class ones. And it'll be interesting to see how this one steps up. But for me, one is obviously a brand new class of ship.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that it's sailing out of Singapore and it's doing that Asia side.
Yeah.
But as with any Disney cruise, they are not cheap.
Yeah.
But I think that's the cruise lines of the ones that we've done where we haven't already got books. Obviously, we haven't been on Royal for ages and won that late this year. I think that's the one that I've been most curious to go back on and see what it's like now, sort of as just you and I, as opposed to sort of when it were sort of us going on as a family.
Okay, you understand what I'm saying. Yes.
Of just an adult going on there.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Tina says, we're looking at doing Holland and America out of Amsterdam, but don't know much about them, but we'd like to try different ships. Do you have any advice?
I like the look of Holland America. We had to change our plans, our Holland America
we originally
plans.
had it booked for earlier this year.
I also like the thought of going out of Amsterdam on Holland America, because I think it's actually more reasonable than it is going out of Dover, which is...
Yeah, the Dover ones are quite expensive, aren't they?
Super pricey. But
it's a very limited season.
Yeah. I think that sounds amazing. Tell us where it's going. Are you doing like fjords, or are you doing a bit of... Are you going to Iceland? Where are you going?
I'd like to...
And then I might have some advice.
It'd be interesting to try Holland America in Alaska as well.
Mm-hmm.
So them along with sort of Princess are pretty much the Alaskan staples, aren't they? And we were looking at it the other day because they're taking Star Princess up to Alaska next year.
Yeah.
And that'd be a fascinating one for that sort of ship.
Such a big ship.
Sitting the dome at the front and seeing
incredible.
that'd be great.
In the hot tub's amazing.
But yeah, we saw quite a few of the Hollenderberg ships.
Yeah. And I'm actually up in Loch Ness at the end of the month. The next bank holiday working, and there's quite a few cruise ships coming into Invergordon in that week, in that time. Yeah, so I might see some
people what you're doing in Loch Ness, because I'm not there. It's a work thing.
It's a work thing.
What are you doing, Linz?
Oh my goodness, I'm going on a Loch Ness monster hunt.
The official search for Nessie one, the scientific, I'll put that in quotes. Search for Nessie.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
I think it just seems inevitable, but that after all these years of them finding nothing, you specifically will be the one that finds Nessie. So that'll be fascinating.
I mean, can you imagine me on the quest and finding Nessie?
I can absolutely imagine that you do that.
I'd probably just had too much scotch and then fall over the side of the ship and get rescued.
I'll just be
Nessie.
more annoyed that I'm not there filming you at the point that you did it. I'm like, did you record anything? No.
You know, like when those whales came to see me when I had no bra on the balcony.
It'd be like that. I wouldn't suggest that you don't wear your bra on the Nessie hunt. That might be.
It will be. No, I will be fully secure. Maybe even in a life vest.
Tina says, yeah, it's the fjords.
Nice.
We should have a look at that, because it's really easy for us to get.
Yeah, we did to Amsterdam.
We've never cruised out of Amsterdam, and it's ridiculously easy for us to get there from here. There's flights very regular from here.
Literally, you go. I mean, we just basically go past the offshore wind farm and we're there.
Well, I know we'd get to Amsterdam when we fly there. But the local airport's got regular
I'm not
flights.
suggesting we get a dinghy from Temu.
we will, but because of where we live in York, and the river, outside that window there is the river. And we see them out there getting in kayaks all the time and everything else. And we were looking on like Shein and Temu and stuff for how cheap could we get.
And then we saw one in Costco. Dinghy. We saw one in Costco yesterday.
And we're like, oh, could we get that?
And
we didn't.
I think I get very wet because it didn't
have... the one yesterday didn't even have...
any sides.
It definitely looked like we would sink very quickly.
Yeah, it did not look fun.
So, yeah.
Sorry, it's cruising, but not as we know it.
Tony says you could try Legend of the Seas in summer 26 in Mediterranean.
Oh, we could.
We could try that. That would be an interesting one, because we're in the Med in summer.
We are in the Med in summer.
And I know that she's going out there at a very similar time, because I may have looked at that already.
Yeah.
Jason says, having now experienced large ships and yachts, what's your preferred choice and why?
Oh, that's a good question, Jason. My goodness. I think it depends, like anything, what mood you're in.
Yeah, I would very happily do another yacht.
Yes,
sure.
Yes.
And I would have said that before I went on there.
No.
It was, well, let's try it and then we can take it off.
Yeah. We didn't know we'd like it as much as we liked it.
Well, it's our highest ever rated cruise.
Yeah, that says something.
So, we'll see where we sort of, what other ones come up that can compete with that, but it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Having said that, I still do love the Oasis.
I know you
ship.
do, yeah.
And I would happily go on either. So I don't think we have a preferred choice based on that.
No.
I can easily see, Jason, why people, once they've done a yacht
or
a small ship, only want to do that. I do completely
get it. Absolutely, I get it as well.
Which I'd not really got that before we experienced it. I'm like, well, why would you only want to do that? I can understand why someone would want that.
Yeah.
For me, I would be equally happy for doing either.
Yeah.
You saying?
Yes.
What we need to now try is that small cruise ship style. So like the Azamara, Oceana. So a little bit smaller than the other ones we've done, but not yacht size, to see where does that fit in there as well. Because then we've done that full extreme of
We have
ones.
like the mega ships and then all the way down.
Yeah, absolutely. Stuart says, curious when Virgin may go back to Australia, or where you'd like them to go for something different.
Asia.
Yeah, I'd love them to do that.
Singapore to Tokyo and then that order.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I would love to see what, in the same way that it'll be really interesting. We know people who are in the chat right now are doing Alaska on Virgin next year.
Amazing.
And it'll be fascinating to see how they do that. It'd be really great to see their take on sort of that Asian cruise and what we're doing for.
Yeah.
Whether we get that anytime soon or not,
I don't know.
I don't, because obviously they are extremely popular cruise. Like, they've only got 4 ships. They are incredibly popular in the Caribbean. So they're pretty much always slammed it down.
Sorry.
Always going to have 2 ships out of sort of Florida now.
Yeah.
They're pretty much always going to have one out of the Med in summer.
Yeah.
If not 2, which.
And then we're going to Alaska.
And then if they put in one at Alaska.
And then we've got one Portsmouth.
Well, the Portsmouth will be the Med one when it's sort of moving around.
Yeah.
So I think when they do
Adriatic.
when they do the next lot of ships after Brilliant, which will be the 4th, because right now there's only 3 operating. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see one being based down there.
Yeah.
How the Asian market are tech to Virgin,
I don't know. No, I don't either.
I'm not saying that they won't be up for that type of cruise, but there's nothing like that
out
down there at all.
No.
And Stuart very kindly put, please don't gently push the like button. Thank you, Stuart. And please feel free to press the like button. So it was selling from Rotterdam, Brewdog's going down well.
Either way, it's,
Steve says, Lynn's, my best homemade pie with a pastry top and bottom is a mix of minced pork, chunks of black pudding, tiny bit of pork fat, but flavoured with a teaspoon of rhubarb chutney. And he said, bite my pie.
Okay, Steve.
It does sound a nice pie.
It does sound a very nice pie.
I do like black pudding in a pie.
I like black pudding in a pie.
Kevin Ali saying, Loch Ness is work paying, Linz.
It's a work trip, yes.
Yeah, you're up there working, aren't you?
Yes, I know it sounds ridiculous. I have a ridiculous job.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. And you can see why.
But there is some
elements to it that are unusual.
Yeah. And we will have many discussions in an evening where I'll just sit there sort of shaking my head whilst you're recounting a story or something that's coming up. But yeah, that is a proper work one.
I know it sounds weird. But I can be weird.
Do I remember right?
No,
I'm not asking you about that.
No.
Loch Ness, I'm asking. The last hunt that they didn't NASA get involved in it? Or we're going to get involved in it in some way?
Look, we get technology from all scientific outlets. Sometimes we look at it from space. Sometimes we go on the water and we have and sometimes we get magical robots and drones. So look, this is a very serious part of my role.
Try to find Nessie.
Apparently I'm going to be in a t-shirt. Just a t-shirt.
Nothing else, that's it. With some Nessie stuff on there? Or the Quest for Ness?
Quest for Ness?
Anything else that you feel like...
I should talk about the Loch Ness?
No, well, anything else you want to talk about like that at all? We're coming up towards the end of it already. It's absolutely flown by again.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm making sure we haven't forgot to do anything this time.
No, we've done this little thing.
We've done this quiz.
I drank my tequila. I answered some questions. We talked about Wendy Wu.
Jason wants to know, mass debate in Nessie, is she real?
I'm going to a debate, actually, about Nessie.
You genuinely are, right? Yeah. But it's just, are you taking part in the debate? Or are you just watching the debate?
I'll have a clipboard, I feel.
In a worky way.
In a worky way. I was going to say something else that began with W then. I just stopped myself.
No, not in that way. Otherwise you might not be going.
No, I'm going. I'm working like a professional that I am.
You absolutely. Consummate professional.
There'll
be no tequila on the ship.
No, because it's all Scotch.
You're not a massive Scotch fan though, are you?
I just don't think I've found the Scotch for me. Maybe I just need to try a few.
Try a few more different ones.
Yeah. I think I need an old one.
An old Scotch?
Rather than a younger one.
I don't know what that's saying about you or me or Scotch in general, but it feels like there's more to that. But no, you like a bourbon.
I like a bourbon.
But yeah, I say you've not found the Scotch for you yet.
I'm sure I will.
Which Scotch should Lindsay try for a non-Scotch
science?
person?
For science, I will try a Scotch.
The Johnny Walker Blue Label one comes
That's
up
not
time
Scotch.
and time again as a good whiskey to have. It's not bourbon, I don't think. Johnny Walker Blue Label.
I don't think it's what is it though? Is it? Is it not meant to be like?
If you are a whiskey/Scotch person, let us know.
Do you want to sound more like Sean Connery?
Sean Connery.
Oh, this is my life.
Highlander.
Oh, for God's sake!
I'm going to go out there, Sean Connery.
No,
for the rest of the evening. Yeah?
No.
Well, on that bombshell.
Oh.
Sean Connery, shall we say bye to people and let them enjoy the rest of their evening?
Cheers, Dad. I've finished my drink anyway.
Jason says, I have no chance of saying this right. Leifrog, single malt. Leifrog. Apparently, that's a good one.
Thanks, Jason.
If any of you think of anything after this, please do put it in the comments, and ideally a link to where we can get that one. And we will let you know.
And the next time I see you, I'll have found Nessie.
You will. You'll be famous. You'll have been interviewed.
I don't know if I'll be famous.
What, for finding Nessie? You don't think you'd be famous? I hope you give a plug to a YouTube channel. At least say, please like and subscribe.
No.
I'd be fuming.
Yeah, but I'm working.
You found Nessie and then didn't mention it.
I'm working.
At least take some video that we can put up as a short.
No.
Right.
Let's work.
With that.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you for watching. Have a lovely evening.
See you all soon.
Bye.